Fatwa night, I will be collecting some of the questions that some of you or all of you asked me throughout the week. In order for the benefit of the rest of the community, we will do it on a Saturday night. So that way everyone else can benefit from this as well. One of the common questions in the past week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks I got is when it comes to making tasbih. A lot of, not a lot, but at least 3 or 4 members of the community, they came to me and they said, can you make tasbih with your hands? I say, yeah, you can make tasbih with your hands. They say, no, can you do it with both your hands? And they said, I said, why are you asking me? They said, because they have been hearing that to make tasbih with the left hand is against the sunnah and it is haram actually. And of course, they say this based upon what they have heard from the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, narrated by Aisha radiallahu anha. Anything the Prophet ﷺ would do that was good, he would start with his right hand. So if he would enter the masjid, he would start with his right foot. If he would come out of the bathroom, he would come with his right foot. When he would put his clothes, when he would drink his water, eat with his right hand, and so on. So based upon this, some of the people, some of the scholars, they said when you are making tasbih or dhikr or counting, you should do it only with your right hand and not with your left hand, because left hand is used for najasa. Okay, this is one view. However, there are other views and there are other opinions of great scholars like Badruddin Al-Aini in his book Sharh Sahih al-Bukhari, in which he said actually it is preferred to use both your hands. Not only is it permissible, but it's actually preferred to use both your hands to keep count of the tasbih. Why? He said because so that way you can, both of your hands can testify for you on the day of judgment. So to make qiyas that, oh no, the left hand, only bad things. Okay, well, don't you carry the mushaf with both your hands, for example? Or when you come to the masjid, do you not walk with your left foot as well? Or do you only hop on one right foot? You're hopping. Why, brother? Why are you not coming to the masjid with your left foot? Oh, but because you can only use, the masjid is beautiful, you can only come to the masjid with your right foot. Yes. But do you see no one really uses that kind of an argument? Okay. Yes, there's a specific hadith that the Prophet ﷺ said, only eat with your right hand and only drink with your right hand. Those are very specific. So we do not use the left hand. In fact, to use the left hand to eat and drink is haram. It's not permissible. But there's no hadith that says you cannot use the left hand for counting for the purpose of tasbih. Okay? And so this is an opinion. And if you follow that opinion of the scholars, may Allah reward you, may Allah bless you. But do not go around saying it is haram. Say it's preferred according to the scholars that you follow. And if you follow a different set of scholars, then you can go ahead and as long as a scholar told you it is okay that you can use both the hands to make tasbih. How are you going to keep track of the tasbih that takes 100? You have to do 100. La ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu lahu mulku wa lahu alhamdu wa huwa ala kulli shay'in qadir. How are you going to keep track of it with just one hand? Huh? You have to use both. Huh? 7 times. No, more than that. Oh, 7 times. Yeah, that's right. 7 times. So then how do you keep track of 7 times? I can't even keep track of my tawaf around the Kaaba. And this brings me to another thing. When we are making tawaf, is the Kaaba on my left side or on my right side? It's on my left side. Yeah.
But does be the same hand that Ya Allah, everything Ya Allah.
No problem. Yeah, you can do it with your left. Yeah, you can do it. So when you're making tawaf, you're having the tawaf, you're going counterclockwise, and the Kaaba is on your left hand side. Based upon your logic, it should be on your right hand side. But no, there are specific things that this is how the Prophet ﷺ did it, and so we do it despite our analogy and despite our intellect. And there are some things the Prophet left it open. So, if he left it open, this is mercy for the Ummah. There's no reason for us to be rigid about the religion in matters in which the Islam was not rigid about. Does that make sense, brothers? This is the whole point I want to make. Not to say that you are wrong and I am right, or that scholar is wrong. And no, it is to say, khalas, anyone who is doing it, two hands, one hand, 1.5 hands, no problem. Bismillah. Okay, no need. The other question is when it comes to Ramadan, some of the sisters, they asked, is it permissible for us to taste food in Ramadan while we are fasting? Because their husbands are a bit too picky, and they said to please advise their husbands take it easy on them in Ramadan because they are also fasting. So their husbands, they are very particular when it comes to the salt level and the spice level. The spice level and the salt level. I was just asking one brother after Maghrib Salah here. I said, is it better for you to live 100 years, but you eat very simple food, no oil, no salt, no spices, just simple, but because of that healthy food, you live for 100 years? Or do you want all kinds of oil and spices and salt and this and that, but you only live 70? He says the second one. They say, what's the purpose? What's the purpose of living such a long life if you cannot enjoy the food? So this is the mindset, the mentality of some people. They don't mind living 30 years younger as long as their food is the specific way. Okay? There's actually one restaurant in which they have a special kind of burger. It's called triple bypass or heart attack type of burger. Huh? Yeah, heart attack burger. Yeah? There's a burger, it's called heart attack burger. Why? Yeah. Because it has all kinds of fat and trans fat, and you need a triple bypass surgery just so that way the cheese can go. Jokes aside, is it permissible for a person, or imagine you are a chef working in a restaurant, you got to get those things right, otherwise your business will go down. So the scholars like Abdullah ibn Abbas, he said that it is permissible to taste food for the purpose of just checking whether it has the right amount of this or the right amount of that. It is permissible as long as you do not swallow it. You can just go ahead and put it on the tip of your tongue and see, okay, is the spice, or forget about the spice, is the salt level, acceptable or not. And of course, you're not going to go to 100 different pots and start, doing it. Otherwise, khalas, you might as well just taste the food in the first place. Okay? Not be fasting that day. But it is permissible, my dear sisters, that you can taste the food just to check whether the salt, and it is, especially if you're going to be cooking for the masjid and there's other people, or for a business, then that is permissible. Another question I got is whether you can brush your teeth after suhoor, after Fajr Salah, when you're going to work. Can you brush your teeth? And the simple answer is yes, you can brush your teeth. In fact, the Prophet ﷺ used to brush his teeth with miswak. And if someone says, well, there's a difference between toothpaste and miswak, no, the miswak also has a kind of taste. That is, you cannot say it's a taste of just regular water. No, there's a taste in the miswak. So you can brush your teeth with toothpaste as long as you are careful enough to not swallow it. Not to swallow it, because then it will break your fasting. So the religion of Allah is easy. And the Prophet ﷺ, he told the Sahaba, Yassiru wa la tu'assiru. Bashiru wa la tunaffiru. Make things easy. Imagine the Prophet ﷺ telling, make things easy. Don't make things hard. Give glad tidings and don't shun people. Don't make them run away from you. Now, we have this mindset, no, brothers. I need to have a lot of piety. So I need to be extra difficult on myself. No. To the point where people, they have, did I mention piositis here in this masjid? Did I mention piositis? Some people have a disease, it's called piositis. They want to be extra pious. To the point where even in Ramadan, they have this piositis. Do you guys know what piositis is? No? Some people don't know. Pious situs. It's a disease of being extra pious that the religion of Islam said there's no such thing as that. So a person, he takes Islam more than what Islam is telling him to be. So for example, in Ramadan, you will find some people, they say, no, I need to add 5 more minutes after the sunset. And then I will break my fast. So the sunset, it says 8 o'clock, or let's say 7 o'clock. No, what time is it? I don't even know my sunset. It says 6 o'clock. So he will say, no, 5 more minutes. Why? To make sure the sun doesn't come back up again. No, brother, come on. To make sure the sun gets down. No, Habibi. Once the sun gets down, it will not come back up again. If it does, the last thing you should be worried about is the day of judgment. Because the day of judgment will come when the sun comes back up again from the west. So if it sets on the west, if it comes up again, Habibi, khalas, it's the day of judgment. No. You know the Prophet look at this hadith. The Prophet ﷺ, he said, you will be upon the right guidance as long as you hurry up to break the fast. When you hasten to break the fast, khalas, you are upon the right guidance. If it says 6 p.m., no need to get into piositis mode. I need to go ahead and be extra pious. And they say, brother, can you please wait? And sometimes they will use the excuse, brother, you waited the whole day. What is 3 minutes going to do to hurt you? Yes, it will hurt my religion. You know, they use this excuse. Ajib, wallahi. They will use logic. They said you waited 12 hours, 3 minutes is going to kill you? Yeah, it will kill my religion. It will not kill me, but this is what the Prophet ﷺ said. Once the sun sets, to the point where if you live in a high-rise building, see here we don't have high-rise buildings, but in other countries, they have high-rise buildings, where the difference could be 3 minutes. Like in one country, the people on the ground, they break it at 6 p.m. The people on the top floor, in the 110th floor, they break it at 6:03. It's the same time zone. So the people on the top, if they're still on top and they can see the sunset, they must break it at 6:03. And the people on the bottom, they break it at 6 p.m. Now, if the people on the top, they want to break it at 6, just come down. Just come down, break it, but don't go back up until at least 3 minutes pass. Okay? So this is the reality. That the people, and this is very common, if you live on a mountaintop, on a hilltop, on an elevated top, your breaking of the fast is going to be different. But that is based upon not piositis. That is based upon the sun did not set for you because of the elevation. Okay, it has nothing to do with that. So anyway, the point I'm making is that when we are, inshallah, when Ramadan is upon us, and we're going to break the fast, we must break the fast based upon the timetable that has been agreed upon without adding any 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. No more. None of that. Okay? Once the sun sets, trust me, brothers, it's not going to come back up, and you can break your fast, even if the adhan is not called. Even if the adhan. I remember last year, there was a program that was going on, and the adhan was not being called, so it got delayed by 3 minutes. Khalas, break your fast, brothers. Break your fast. You don't need to wait for the adhan to break your fast. So the shart, the condition for you to break your fast is not the adhan. The condition is the time. So because maybe the imam, he got busy. Maybe the whatever. Once the time comes, okay, break the adhan. No, huh? Ubaid. What did I say? Oh, break the fast. Okay? And the opposite is true for suhoor. You should delay the suhoor. So what happens if, for example, I'm eating and the suhoor, the adhan comes for fajr, and I have kajur in my, the date still in my mouth, and I'm eating. The adhan happens. What should I do? Should I take it out? What should I do? Huh? Feed it. And then I need to wash it down with something. I need to wash it down, because now for the rest of the day is going to be, like when something is sweet in your mouth, for the rest of the day, you're going to feel very thirsty. What do? The adhan is happening. Hurry up, don't delay. Drink fast. These are all approximate times. Does that make sense, brothers? So if you have food still in your mouth and you have maybe 1 or 2 bites left, and you still need to drink the water, and your mom is waking you up, your wife is waking, hurry up and wake, and she's waking. This is the same example as, the person, he comes late for Salatul Isha, and the Imam, he goes to ruku'. He's faster than a cheetah coming to. One brother, subhanAllah, after the last fatwa I gave, he said, Shaykh, wallahi, this is a real example. He said, what if I catch the Imam in ruku over there? He said, what if I catch it over there? No, that's different. So how are you going to come and make it here? He's going to come. No, you can't do that. Okay. So we cannot treat the adhan or the iqama in that kind of a way. Jazakallah khair, brother. I have so many water bottles here. Okay. طيب. Any other questions? Any other questions? Yes. Can you read Quran from your phone during Salah? Can you read from your Quran phone, from the Quran app on your phone in the Farz Salah? No, you cannot. Yes. If you only know Surah Fatiha, khalas. That's good. Yeah. No problem. If you wake up, if you forget to wake up for suhoor and you wake up for fajr, خلاص, you already made niyyah in the beginning of Ramadan. You don't need to make niyyah every single night. Yeah, no. That's what I'm saying. The niyyah you make in the beginning of Ramadan for the next 30 days. That's it. Yes, you're in Rosa. You're still fasting. Yes. I cannot hear you. So he is reciting out loud in the third rakah. Yeah, and everyone saying Subhanallah. Yeah, and everyone is saying Subhanallah. Whatever. And then, so he takes this to, yeah, and then, yeah, that person should not be leading the salah if he's confused. No, I'm telling you. Okay, just listen. I'm saying this with all seriousness. That person should not lead the salah. Not because he made a mistake. No. It's much deeper than that. He doesn't know the basic fiqh of salah. He becomes confused, so he goes to ruku. No, you don't. If people are saying Subhanallah, Subhanallah, you don't go to ruku. Do you understand what I'm saying, brothers? That person should not be leading the prayers. Just like a person who doesn't know tajweed, he doesn't know how to say Allahu Akbar, or he doesn't know how to say Hay or Salah or Falah, he should not be giving the adhan. Simple as that. So that's why it's like, I'll give you an example. Will you learn English from a person who doesn't know how to speak English? I don't need to say, will you take medicine from a doctor who doesn't know how to practice? I will not say big example like that. You will not learn English from, with all due respect to anyone who's Chinese, you will not learn English from a person who only speaks Chinese or Urdu. Very simple. So that person's simple answer is, because I don't know how to answer that question. You know why? Because a person who knows the fiqh of salah, he will not do that in the first place. It's like, if everyone is saying Subhanallah, Subhanallah, so the guy, he goes to sajda, and then when everyone is in sajda, he gets up and he runs away. What do we do? I don't know the answer to that. I don't know what to do. Repeat the salah all over again. Why did you put I think the masjid or the community should do that. This is why you need, a masjid cannot function without an imam, the same way a hospital cannot function without doctors and surgeons. And qualified doctors and surgeons, not those who cheated on their exams. Okay? Yeah, very good. All right, inshallah, let's, by the way, this is Q&A. Anyone who wants to leave, they can leave. This is not a dars, but we'll take one more question and then we'll call it a night, inshallah. Yes, Adil. Okay, all right. Okay. A woman who is unable to fast due to pregnancy. Well, we have to understand if this pregnancy, if not fasting due to pregnancy, is it because of her health, the safety of her health, Or is it because of the safety of the child? If it is because of her health, then all she has to do is make up the fast, however many fasts that she missed before the next Ramadan. Okay? If she did not make up the fast before the next Ramadan, then you need to understand why she didn't. If it's continuously the same reason because of her health, and it is chronic, meaning it's never going to go away, then she will just go ahead and pay for each day that she missed to feed a poor person. Okay? Because khalas, this is forever with her. But if it is just a matter of 1 year or 2 years or until the baby weans off, whatever it is, then she keeps on delaying it, and she will make up the fast. She must make up the fast. However, if it is because of her child or a combination of her and the child, then she makes up the fast before the next Ramadan, and she feeds one. She gives fidya. She feeds one poor person food. She feeds a poor person for 1 day. For each day that she missed, she gives food to that person to eat. So it's about $10. Okay? Why? Because the reason is not connected to her, it's connected to someone else that she is responsible for. And if she does not make up the fast before the next Ramadan, and she happens to make it up after the next Ramadan, then she also must feed a poor person for each day that she did not or was not able to make it up before the next Ramadan. Okay, so she makes it up plus pay fidya. Does that make sense? This applies both to men and women. You got sick, you're supposed to make up your fast before the next Ramadan. If you don't do it and it becomes too late, then you wait until the next Ramadan, it comes. So you make up the fast and you must pay because you delayed it beyond its time. Okay. All right, inshallah. Jazakumullah khairan. Inshallah, we'll take other questions. Yes, Brother Abdul Rahim, I'll make an exception to Abdul Rahim Bhai. Yeah, very good. So if you're gonna make it up, brothers, don't make up any of your Shawwal fast. Do your fard first, and then if you have energy and time, then you can make up your Shawwal fast. By the way, Shawwal fast can be made even after Shawwal, and you will get the reward of it, inshallah. Okay. Jazakumullah khair. Any questions? You see me here Tuesdays. From Tuesday onwards, just send me and I will save it, and we will have it for everyone's benefit. Mention the answer. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.